We all got skills. We have talents and we have passions. But mine happens to be sex. This is the Funsexual podcast with your oversharing swinky best friend, Majesty. And I'm talking sex and all of the ways and all of the things that make sex, well, fun. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Funsexual podcast. I am Majesty. My friends call me Maj. The good boys and girls call me Mistress Majesty. And I am the motherfucking play party princess. Okay. Let me explain what that means, first of all. Okay. Why am I the play party princess? That is because I've been in this game for a minute. I have probably attended, I've never actually sat down to think about it. I have probably attended definitely over 50 play parties. I don't know if I've been to 100. So let's just say 75. Go right between. I've probably attended 75 play parties, but I feel like it was more than that. We'll say 75. 75 play parties. I am involved in a lot of stuff. I've gone to parties in many different cities by many different hosts. I've seen how they can be done in a myriad of different ways. Is myriad the right word I want to say? I think it is. A myriad of different ways. And so what I did is I took all of the things that I like about play parties, removed the things or revised the things that I saw that I didn't like at play parties, and I created my own. I created parties that I wanted to attend that I could not find anywhere else. Or I would see something that got really close to it, but I was like, if I could just tweak these couple things, like this would be spot on. So that's what I did. And I created my own play parties. And so when I host Funsexual play parties and Funsexual play events, it's just something special. It's something that took me years to figure out exactly like what I wanted and what I felt like was missing. And that is why I am the motherfucking play party princess. And speaking of play parties and play events, by the time this episode comes out, it will be Weekend Playcation, okay? Obviously, it's too late to join this one. It's already sold out, but look at Raisin. He's Raisin. I don't usually leave the door open for Raisin to come in, but he really wants to be involved today. So Raisin will be in the camera today, and if you would like to see Raisin, my beautiful Sphinx cat, my baby, my child, you can watch me on YouTube. Just look up the Funsexual podcast, but I will also leave the link to this episode in the show notes. Now, what I was saying is Weekend Playcation is this weekend, and it is going to be just a delightful time. Weekend Playcation is an all-inclusive weekend retreat for Black and POC kinksters and swingers, and we go into a house for the weekend, we lock the door behind us, and we have a great time. I let everybody know when they did their vetting interview, because you have to be interviewed to attend Weekend Playcation. I let them know, like, if you are expecting like a restful weekend to go to work on Monday feeling like rested and rejuvenated, like that's not going to happen. That's not how Weekend Playcation goes. If y'all hear purring, again, obviously I'm holding Raisin because he's not going to leave me alone. I already know this about my cat. When he wants attention, he needs it. You're not gonna climb on my shoulder like that though. So yes, Weekend Playcation is this weekend. I'm super uber excited. It's gonna be a really good time. We have a really dope group of people coming. The group changes every time, but there's a handful of people that come to just about everything I do, so they know what to expect. And we add some new people in there, so we get a little spice. You spice it up every time, change it up every time, and it's just a really nice weekend. By the time after the first night, people were just so comfortable, and it's just whatever you can dream of can be arranged at Weekend Playcation. It's just a weekend of fantasies being fulfilled, lived out. It's just fun. It's just a whole lot of fun. So that's this weekend. Not last weekend, but just a couple days ago was 4th of July, and I had I hung out with some friends, some people that I haven't seen in a while, some friends that I had missed, and I really, really needed that. I really, really needed that. Sometimes I forget how important like my relationships with my friends are, which sounds crazy because obviously your relationship with your friends are important, but then you get busy and life happens and you move and you struggle to make time and stuff like that, and then then you realize the people that you might have seen every week, every other week, you haven't seen them for months, and you're like, fuck, like I'm missing that. So 4th of July was really nice to hang out with my friends and some of my loved ones and just to see all of my people. Especially right now because I was in a little bit of a funk again. Today specifically, I was definitely in a little bit of a funk, and I think that it's a culmination of things. And I think one of the things that had me in this funk today was pretty much every day for the last week, I've been in the gym working out, and I'm really actually enjoying working out, which is not something that I can often say. But these gym classes are like challenging enough. They're challenging enough, but not too challenging that I can't actually do the workout. Like I can do the workouts, but they are hard. And when I'm done, I am like sweating my ass off. And it feels great to know that like I got that in. I usually work out in the morning. I got that in and I feel really good about it. But I actually have my routine right now is I wake up and I get dressed or whatever. I eat a small breakfast, like 2 eggs and a piece of bacon or something like that. Small breakfast, just because like I need to eat something. And then I'll wait an hour, do some housework for an hour, do something for an hour. And then I walk to the gym. And when I'm walking to the gym, it's about a 15-minute walk. I listen to this podcast called Habits of a Goddess. And there are these short episodes that are, listen and repeat affirmations. And I really, really enjoy them. So that is actually going to be my let me put you on for this episode. So I wanted to put you guys on to Habits of a Goddess podcast. Just because it is such a nice way to like kickstart whatever activity you're doing. And so I'll listen to it on my way to the gym. I'll do my workout at the gym. And on my way home, I'll listen to another set of affirmations. And I probably look crazy walking down the street, my mat on my back, listen, headphones in, repeating back these affirmations that are just so profound. But they just set the tone for me. And it's been a really good thing. So definitely check out Habits of a Goddess podcast. I will link it in the show notes for this, but I think just give it a listen. Give it a listen for a week. On your way to work, right when you wake up and as you're doing your morning routines and things like that, or getting dressed or something like that, just listen and repeat those back. They are just so. They make you. They put you in just in a I can do this mindset. I can get through this mindset. I can release that mindset. I can attract this mindset. It really does help. And so doing that gym routine, having that routine of walking to the gym and listening to the affirmations and stuff like that has really, I think it just has helped my mood. So today I didn't get to go to the gym. I actually haven't gone to the gym in 2 days because yesterday was a holiday and I just didn't have time. And today I was planned on making time, but I wanted to get a couple things done before I went. And then my day just took a turn, and not even because anything happened. It just mentally took a turn for me. Raisin, I got to put you down. Can I hold you like a baby right now, or do you need to be upright? Come here. Let's see. Raisin is a baby, y'all. If y'all don't know, Raisin, my cat is literally literally a baby. So I have to wrap him up in my little sweater, and hopefully he will go to sleep and not be bothering me. But my day took just like a mental turn. I just out of nowhere, I woke up with this. All right, so I'm just going to like clean up. I'm going to prioritize just like cleaning up because I'm getting ready to go away for the weekend. And I'm going to prioritize recording for the podcast. Anything else that I do, and there's plenty of things that I can do, but anything else that I do will just be extra stuff. But those are the things that I like really want to get done today. And out of nowhere, I just had this feeling of just like being overwhelmed. And I feel like I should not be overwhelmed because I did so much prepping over the last like week to get ready for Weekend Playcation, which is, really the biggest thing that I have going on, this week. And I'm prepared. My stuff is packed. It's already put to the side. I have a tiny few things that I need to do to get ready for that. But it was just this sense of just overwhelming. Something just came over me. And also a sense of like horniness and realizing that one of my favorite play partners may no longer be a play partner. It was a little sad, and then I was horny and thinking about that. And there's also been a lot of a feeling of rejection for me lately in my job hunt. So I spent months like applying for jobs and looking for jobs and stuff like that because I wanted something small that could, just cover. I just want a job that can cover just my basic needs. Just my basic needs that doesn't require 40 hours a week. I don't need nothing crazy right now. And I want whatever job I work, I want to be able to still have time for the podcast, have time for, planning and putting together events, have time for attending other people's events and all of the other creative venues and avenues that I do. Like, I want to still have time for that because those are things that bring me joy. Those are things that make me feel like I am in my purpose. Working in construction isn't something that makes me necessarily feel like I'm in my purpose, but I'm just really fucking good at it. And that's where all of my experience is. And so applying for jobs, this is my first time in my life applying for jobs and not getting them. I've gotten just about every job that I have ever applied for, to the point where like I have applied for jobs and got offer letters for multiple jobs and had to turn them down. This is my first time in my life feeling rejected by these fucking corny ass jobs. And it really feels like, are you saying that I'm not good enough? Then who are these candidates that you're hiring? Like, whose resume are you actually picking if you're not picking mine? So feeling a little bit of that, which might be some ego included. I'm not gonna lie. But also this play partner, the way things like have seemed to like dissolve between us is just really. I feel like there is a conversation that needs to be had and he doesn't want to have it, which is upsetting. I just feel rejected. It is making me feel rejected. It is making me feel rejected. It is making me feel a little down on myself. And then on top of that, being on my period today, like it's just like thing after thing. And so about a couple hours into, I started my cleaning and it started going good. I was cleaning up in the front and, separating some clothes for laundry and folding some clothes and, stripped my bed, washed my bed and remade my bed and, all those little things. Not all of the stuff that I wanted to get done, but, maybe 30% of what I wanted to get done. I just had this urge to cry. So I just like climbed into my bed and I just started bawling. And my man called me right as it was happening. We didn't really speak much today. He called me right probably 2 minutes into my cry, and he's just like, "What's wrong?" And I just cried. Snotty tissue, it wasn't even a tissue, it was a snotty towel, just bawling, crying. And he's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm trying to explain that I don't really know. I just feel overwhelmed. I don't feel like I'm in my power right now. I usually feel very much in my power. I feel like my word is divine. Anything that I say happens. It's just a thing. It's a thing for me. I am a magical manifesting machine. If I say it, it happens. If I touch it, it turns to gold. If I think it, it comes true. Like anything that I put my effort into grows and flourishes. And I am not feeling that magic right now. And I don't know what to do to get back to feeling that magic. And it is scary to feel like I'm raw dogging life. I'm navigating the world without my powers. It is frustrating because I know how beautiful and powerful it is. And I really need to get back to that. And it's just hard. It's just hard not even knowing how to like snap myself back into it. It's just hard. And so cried. And then as I was crying, Bay is on the phone and he was like, I'm talking to him about it. He was like, well, did you eat today? Or he said, what did you eat today? And I said, I ate some seaweed chips. And that was all. I had not made time to eat food yet today. And he was like, aha. And so he got on the phone. He was driving. He pulled over. He got on his phone. He ordered me some Panera bread and, just continued talking to me. And the food got to my house. I ate and I immediately felt significantly better. Significantly better. I wasn't crying. I felt I'm so embarrassed that that's what it took for me to feel better. Cause I swear I was just not in a good mood. And there was no way I was going to be able to feed myself in that mood. It wasn't going to happen. And while I was crying and stuff, he's like, I want to order your food. I'm like, I'm not even hungry. He's like, you need to eat. You need to eat. And that was exactly what I needed. So first of all, shout out to you, Bay. But I know that what I was still feeling is valid, but I know, I feel like I said this on the podcast before. Like for a long time, I did not think that PMS was a real thing. I remember when I didn't even think cramps was a real thing because I hadn't really experienced cramps. And then somewhere around like high school into college, I started actually experiencing cramps. And I was like, oh no, these things are absolutely the fuck real. But I remember not thinking that PMS was a thing. I'm like, what do you mean around your period you get like moody and all of these like whatever? Like, no, you don't. Like if you're moody, you're just moody. PMS is a real fucking thing. It is a real fucking thing. And I'm starting to notice, and I think it's like changing as I'm getting older. I'm starting to notice the differences in my moods around my period. But when somebody calls me out on it, I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Sometimes I'll be a little moody and Bae will be like, is your period about to start? Like, don't be reading me, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, I was not podcasting in the earlier part of this year, so I did not get to share this with y'all. So I'm going to share it with y'all today. My man has a kink that I had not heard of. And so as we started dating and we were exploring kinks together and we're talking about things that we want to explore together, he shared this one with me and I was like, what is that? And why do you do that? And so, we had many conversations, and because of it, I decided that I was going to undergo a process to indulge in this kink with him. So that kink in itself is called A&R. And that is a adult nursing relationship, or also known as adult breastfeeding. So what is that? Basically, the idea is nursing from a lactating titty. Nursing from a lactating titty. So lactation, the milk production from breast can occur after, naturally after childbirth. Or you can induce lactation. I don't think people knew that because I didn't know that until this. You can induce lactation. So what does that mean? What does that look like? Inducing lactation is basically, making your breast lactate without having undergone childbirth. Now, this is usually done by like adoptive parents who really want to breastfeed, or maybe if there is a lesbian couple and they both want to breastfeed, one will generally naturally lactate, and the other will go the induced lactation route. So me, as someone who has never had a child, who's never been pregnant, to my knowledge, and who's never lactated before, I did some research and looked up how to induce lactation. So back in January, I was in the process of trying to induce lactation. Cause I wanted, Bay had told me many times of how much he loves. He's a breast man. First of all, he loves some titties. He loves some titties, and he wanted to be able to drink milk from titties, drink milk from my titties. And I was just like, I can't do that for you. And then I was like, okay, maybe I can do that for you. Let me try. So there are 3 different routes you could really go for inducing lactation. One is a hormonal route. You take these hormones in a sequence of time, and then you start taking this medicine that stimulates. Basically, when the placenta leaves your body, it gives that same feeling to your body. You basically trick your body into thinking that it was pregnant for a while while taking estrogen and progesterone. And then you stop taking them and you take this other drug that increases another hormone in your body that basically tells your body that a baby has left it, and then your body will produce milk, right? And then you have to pump and stuff like that. I wasn't doing the hormone therapy. I decided to go the herbal route, which was basically pumping, using an actual breast pump. Shout out to my sister who gave me her old breast pump. Using an actual breast pump, pumping your breast every 3 to 4 hours for 15 minutes every day. Taking these herbs and pills. It was like fenugreek and blessed thistle. Doing massaging your breast. It was a lot. You're supposed to be doing that to basically stimulate the suckling of, sucking on the breast, because that's how often you would feed your child. If you had a newborn, you would feed them every 3 to 4 hours. So you stimulate that, and it, sends chemicals to your brain and tells your body to produce Spoiler alert, it didn't work for me. And why? Why do I think it didn't work? For several reasons. Number one, it didn't work for me because I did not get through. I told Bae that I would commit to 1 month of doing this, right? And I got about 2 weeks into that process, and then I went to go visit him, and I was like, I need to bring my breast pump. And he was like, no, you don't. No, you don't. I was like, baby, yes, I need to bring my breast pump to do this process. He was like, I will suck on your titties every 4 hours for 15 minutes each. I was like, you are going to dedicate 30 minutes to sucking on titties every 4 hours? He's like, yes. I was like, are you sure? He's like, yes. Spoiler alert, it did not happen. And I was not restarting that process. And let me tell you why. Because that shit hurts. That shit hurts. I had all of the nipple cream, shea butter nipple cream. Fucking, I had the breast pump bra. Bae went all out and bought me all of the things. I had the lactation snacks, the cookies. The cookies were actually really good. The lactation cookies are really, really good. These lactation drinks that were basically like Crystal Light. These lactation Cheez-It things. All of the snacks. I was eating a lot of oats because oats are supposed to be good. Oat milk, all that stuff. Doing all of the things. That motherfucker hurt. It really hurts. And I don't tend to have sensitive nipples, but that was something else. That was something completely different. My nipples were hurting. Every time I would put that breast pump on, my nipples were just I would cringe a little bit, ugh, okay. And then after a few seconds, it didn't hurt bad, but when it initially was on there, that thing was hurting. And let me say that in those 2 weeks, my nipples were so pronounced. I have flat nipples. Even before my breast reduction, I've always had flat nipples. When they get hard, they pop out, but they don't pop out you ever see somebody's nipple and it look like a thumb? I do not have those nipples. I have flat nipples. They get hard. They come out a little bit. They say, hey, I'm here a little bit. And then they go back flat, right? So in that process, my nipples were, I won't say they were always erect, but they were there. They were definitely there. and a lot more pronounced, especially when they did get hard, or like especially after pumping, like my nipples were like ready to go. And I feel like my nipples were actually getting bigger in the process. I feel like things were happening. I was feeling like shooting pain, similar to like when I had my breast reduction and your nipples trying to like reconnect to your boob and shit. I was having like shooting nipple pains. So I feel like something was happening, and I really do feel like I could have been successful in this induced lactation, but I was not willing to. When I got back from visiting Bay, I was not willing to restart that process because it was more than painful. It was time consuming as fuck. And I was in the middle of taking my PA real estate course in the like, and so having every 4 hours on breaks, having to go to my car and pump, it was a lot. It was really a commitment, and I just was not willing to like restart it again. So as I said, the different ways that you can go for inducing lactation is hormone therapy, which is, tricking your body to thinking that it's pregnant. The medical route, which is like taking some sort of medicine that basically tells your body to produce milk, or you go the herbal route. And of course, I was going to try to go the herbal route. If I ever did it again, I would definitely go the hormonal. I would go the hormonal therapy because I feel like it's basically what I've read is that it is more likely to happen if you do it the not hormonal, the hormonal way. The hormonal way it's more likely to actually occur. It can take a month. You wanted to spend at least a month doing this. If you're going to try to induce that lactation in the way that I did, you want to spend at least a month, but it can take longer. Raisin, please stop. You either need to sit down or you're going to get down. Sit down or get down. Which one? Get down. Goodbye. So it was a lot. Sore nipples, all of it, all the time. I do not feel for mothers who are breastfeeding. I had a very, very, very small glimpse. I didn't even have to deal with like the engorgement of the titties. I had a very small glimpse at what that could look like. And shout out to y'all. Now, why would somebody be into A&R, adult nursing relationship? Why would somebody be into that? Think of when a mother is nursing a baby. It is such a bonding and connecting feeling between mother and baby. It is you feel safe, you feel comfortable, you feel warm, you feel loved, you feel protected. So if you want to bond in your partner in that way, that might be a way to explore it. You can actually explore A&R without the person actually nursing. So me and my partner, again, he loves some titties. He loves some titty sucking. We will be watching TV and he will be happily just suck a titty. He will be going to sleep and he will happily suck a titty. He will be talking too much. And literally when he's talking too much and I just like, if I'm tired, we're in the bed and he's just talking or something like that, I will just take a titty and I will just put it in his mouth because it will shut him up every time. It's fucked up, but it literally works. He just be talking. I'd be like, here, come suck a titty. And he'll just stop talking and suck a titty. And I fall asleep and he falls asleep. So we get to explore it in that way, but I really wanted to be able to do some like wet nursing for him and actually lactate. And I thought it would be really cool. I was really excited to see what my body was able to do. So it can be explored in sexual ways and in non-sexual ways. Some people do A&R for that comfort and that, connection and that protective feeling. For some people it's a form of, they do it in their like age play, where it might be mommy and baby. They do it in a form of age play, which I think is, a really cool way, a really just an added level to maybe an age play dynamic when you have, when you are a little or you're someone that has a little. But it can also be done in a very sexual way. I had to go on the internets to explore what does like A&R porn look like. So I saw there was a woman, like sucking on her own titties and like moaning, and I saw a woman shooting milk out of her titties, just streaming out of her titties and playing with her pussy. I saw a woman who's boobs were just squirting and her dude was having sex with her and it was just like just wet, and look at the floor and it was just squirting milk all over the floor. So you can explore A&R in a sexual or non-sexual way. Yes, if you are wondering, sometimes when people explore A&R, they do actually drink the milk. They will actually drink the milk that they are nursing. Supposedly breast milk tastes real good. It's been a very long time since actually, it hasn't been that long. I tasted my sister's breast milk. She had a baby a couple months ago, and I remember tasting her breast milk, and I don't really remember it tasting much like anything. But I tasted such a small amount, so I don't really remember. But it can be the woman who was suckling on her own breast in the porn that I was watching, she would like suckle on it and suck. She had some huge titties. I'm talking mommy milkers. They were big titties, and she was suckling on it and she was just like over her mouth and let it like dribble back out. So when I was watching this porn with Bae for research purposes, obviously, I was asking him like, so like when like what is it about it that you like? What is it that you focus on? Like give me all of the details. And so what I gathered from him is that the idea of like feeding off of somebody's body in that way is hot. The closeness and bonding that it creates is really hot. The amount of milk someone gets can be really hot. But he said that there is not a lot of black people in A&R porn. He does not see a lot of black people in A&R porn. So he usually ends up having to watch white porn, which if that's your thing, that's your thing. But if it's not, you might struggle to find it in A&R. It was interesting. It was very interesting. And I think watching it and hearing him explain it in those ways made it a little bit more exciting for me. And initially I said I would never try to induce again, but I would try to induce again. I just wouldn't do it in the ways that I tried to induce lactation. So, if you feel like this resonates with you, you're welcome. I helped you put a name to a thing, and that is what I want to do. And maybe I don't have to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Just as a reminder, we don't kink shame. We don't kink shame. We don't judge. Everything ain't for everybody. And guess what? That is okay. That is what makes us amazing. That is what makes life worth living. We don't have to relive the same life and experiences and people every single day. We get to have new experiences every time. And I think that that's amazing. I think that that's special. I think that that's dope. And so if this is your thing and you want to drink milk from some titties, from some milky titties, go forth and go find it. Okay. I looked up some of like the risks associated with A&R, and guess what? There are not many. There are not many risks associated with A&R. I'm not saying that it's riskless, but you might think it's like, oh my God, you're tricking your body into doing something your body doesn't naturally do. Yes, you are, but there are not many risks associated with it on either side. So it can be something that is a fun journey to go through with your partner if you want to, obviously. So that's all I want to talk about. Some milky titties today. And so now this is where I'm just bit my tongue. This is where I'm going to add a song to the Funsexual playlist. What is the playlist? It's a list of songs to play to. You can find the Spotify. You can find the Funsexual playlist on Spotify and Apple Music. And I always leave a link to the playlist in the show notes. And it is also always in my bio on Instagram and Twitter at the Funsexual on both. You can find me there. Check me out. Okay. And so the song that we are adding to the Funsexual playlist this week is Fuck by Victoria Monet. That song is Friend You Can Keep by Victoria Monet. Dope song. I've heard it many a times, and as I was thinking about it, I was like, this is a great song to add to the Funsexual playlist. So yes, we are adding that one to the Funsexual playlist. And I want to leave you with a bit. Having some sort of mental health routine should be as important as your like morning brush my teeth routine. It really should be. It really, really should be. You have to have some sort of routine to like get your mental, back in track. Get yourself like just back in order for the day or for the moment or for the event or for the whatever. Having some sort of something that you can do for yourself is important. So if you don't know what that thing is, find that thing. If you know what that thing is, have that thing ready, because I don't know if something is happening energetically in the universe, but I have been feeling a lot more off balance than I normally do. And it has been a lot harder lately for me to get myself back on track. That might just be a me thing. It might be an energetic, universe thing. It might be, across the board, but I just feel I'm very intuitive. I will not call myself anything else, but I am very intuitive and I feel some shifts and some changes happening that are fucking me up. And so this is just a reminder. Get your mental health, the mental health bunker. Have it stocked and prepared. That's it. That's all. I love y'all so much. I am so excited for Weekend Playcation this weekend. I cannot wait to come back here and record an episode and tell you all the amazing, beautiful, sexy, scrumptious things that I saw and did at Weekend Playcation. The way I am trying to be spit roasted. Split, is it split or spit? I don't remember, but let me tell you something. I'm trying to have multiple holes used simultaneously in the nastiest and most disgusting and amazing ways. And I cannot fucking wait. That's all I got. I love y'all. Peace out. Say bye, Raisin, since you've been here the whole time. Bye, y'all.